So welcome back to another Flawless Culture video. This is the Type R Turbo build number 2. Gilly in the background there. Yeah, so I was going to do it at my house, but yeah, weather had other plans basically. So Gilly, bless him, decided to let me use his place on a bank holiday Monday. So today we're getting the MishiMoto Radiator installed, and we're also taking off the air conditioning. So I need the room for the turbo too. I don't actually use the aircon, I always have my windows down. Just listening to the exhaust basically, so a bit special like that. And free, just the weight, you know. I'm adding a turbo, there's all the rest of the stuff to go on there as well, so you know, apparently it saves 20 kilograms, so I'm hoping that's the case. Anyway, going to start cracking on. It's not going to be like a how-to build, but it's going to be just, you know, what we're doing to the car, etc. So yeah, as we're stripping it off, just going to wait for it to cool down now, but as we're stripping it off, we're going to show you a few things. But for people that wondered, with me removing the aircon, yes, I have had it degassed. I don't want Captain Planet coming after me.
Go Planet! By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet!
Captain Planet, he's our hero, gonna take pollution down to 0.
It's been probably about a year since I've been to the gym, so I don't think I'll be able to handle him now. Right, I'm going to crack on. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so this is the MishiMoto Radiator. Comes with a 1.3 bar cap as well, so perfect for boosting. I think the original one's a 1.1 bar. Well, I know it is actually because I checked it out. There you can't even focus. There you go, 1.1. And Gilly's just taking the, I think they're called, what, the push fixings?
Yeah, clips and that.
Yeah, push clips. So, here.
Come off with the whole thing.
Yeah. And then I think there's some underneath the bumper as well, so we'll show you that. And I'm using the standard hole on the coolant. I jumped into some forums and they recommended that you use that instead of any other shite, I guess. So right, we're going to start stripping the rest of this down. Probably get the bumper off while we're waiting for the car to cool down, and then start undoing some of the air conditioning pipes, etc. before we start removing the pump, which is down there. And I think we've got to get in through the wheel well as well. So just taking the inner bolts out. Can't really see, but we thought it was an M10, it's an M8. So that's coming out, we've got to do both sides now. So there's clips all over the place, these push clips. So Gilly's trying to get them off. Yeah, shit, like Gilly says. So we've got all the ones in the wheel well done. So we're just going to take all these off. It just make it easier. So when we come to get to the aircon pump and take the front bumper off. It's got the inside bolt off. So that should be fairly loose. It should, I think, now pull out, so it's held on 2 clips. So we'll go around and do the other side. So that's all the wheel arch. All the push clips taken out. There, there, and there. We come underneath here. So a little panel as well underneath, service panel. That's all removed. So go on to the other side where Gilly is. So the bumper's coming off. People that don't know, there's some clips around here. You just have to give them a bit of a gentle persuasion.
Some under the headlight as well.
Some under the headlight, as Gilly said. So there you go. Bumper's off. So going to take the rest of this off now. So what we're going to do next, Gil, do you want to take the, well, we'll probably have to take the rad and the aircon rad off as well.
Probably take this crash bar off.
Yeah.
And then get into the aircon bar. And the other one down as well. We're deleting that out anyway, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. Yeah, so we don't need to put that back. Right. Cool. let's do it. So we're just getting the 12 mils out. So got the bottom one out, that was a little bit tight because it's thread locked. These ones are not so bad, but you just limited the space. And then we'll move around to do this one here and these two on here. Pull that crash bar out, and then it'll just give us a bit more access to the radiator and the air conditioning. Brad. Just realised you don't want to be messing about with a GT86. Get some GT85. Awesome. The best lubricant and penetration fluid. What are you messing about at now, Gilly?
Just getting these bolts out, mate.
Yeah.
I ain't got Chinese on, really.
There she is, she's off. There's these clips as well that sit underneath the crash bar. Where they sit? There you go. Look at that rust. Oh, I'm just going to have to like, get it shot blasted or something. So yeah. So it's all off, we can start taking the rest of it off. Right, so just trying to get the air conditioning radiator out. Got it off here. Just what are these M10s either side?
Yeah, M10.
Yeah, M10 on the bracket, and just M10 holding the pipe onto the top of the radiator. And I think there's one down at the bottom as well. So we're going to get them off, and then that'll. There you go. So that should just pull off, and then the same again at the bottom.
Bottom's a bit tight, right?
But it's a bit tight.
To get in there.
Need to get this changed as well. Rocker cover gas. Well, rocker cover. But I might pull the engine and do the whole bay, tidy it up once the turbo's in. Right, there we go. Yeah, drain the rad now, I think. Drain it off, and then we can pull that from the front as well. These two bolts here. Yeah, the drain plugs at the back, we might have to pull it up, lift it up, go up. So these two are the fitments that were attached onto the back of the air conditioning radiator. So we just need to chase them out now. So that will probably go to the pump, and that will go to the top. So just going to drain the radiator now, and we can start taking that off. There she is. Getting drained. Yeah, so behind the back of the radiator is like a little plastic bung, just to obviously bleed your radiator. Good tip as well, just undo your cap at the top there, so it allows it to flow faster. But it's going to take a while anyway. So it's pretty much emptied itself now, just trickling out. We've actually taken the cap off, and we're just taking these bolts out now, which will allow it to come forward. There's a couple of bungs down here where it sits into, so I'll lift that up, and then we'll have to take the pipes off for the clips. There you go, there's a clip off.
I'll try and break the seal on the
On the radiator, yeah. It probably has never been off.
No, just a little bit.
There's GT85 going on.
Loves it.
Bit of GT85. Oh. She's stiff. Yeah, you'll probably find this if the radiator's never been off, then they normally seal themselves on. So they're just trying to force it back, but without actually damaging anything as well. He says with a screwdriver. Right, there you go. That's off. That's a vent pipe. Is it?
Yeah, but it's onto that bottle, isn't it?
Yeah.
You take it off. Is it split off that?
To be fair, that bottle will be attached to the radiator anyway, won't it? So I could take that off.
Somewhere.
Right, so this vent tube actually just pushed into the bottle, because wherever it is, can't see it now. Just there. So the bottle is bolted to the chassis, or the structure of the car anyway, and the radiator is now loose. So just going to do these clips at the back for the fans. There's also some other clips for the wiring. So I'll get that off. It's a bit difficult because Gilly's probably about 6 foot and I'm 5 foot, so trying to film him is a bit hard. Right, so this is the radiator done. So we've got the bottom hose. So the bottom hose has come off. There it is. Sensor there for the radiator, well, the water temp sensor, and there's also the aircon. So we're going to get rid of this fan. We'll keep that fan on there, and then we'll put the parts over. So the sensor, the radiator, that fan, it'll all be going on to the new MishiMoto one. So that's done, and no spillage either.
That's it, isn't it?
And there she is, there. So what we're probably going to do now is start unbolting all the pipes for the aircon. So yeah, we were going to do 2 separate videos, but decided to hit it all in one because we've got the radiator out anyway, so it just made sense to do it like that. Right, so the first line to go is this one here. So it's held in by M10, 10mm, and then 10 here. So undo that, take this off, and then that will remove that complete piece. Undo that bolt, and then basically that'll take that big pipe there, and then undo this connector here, and then that's a big pipe gone. Then we've got a pipe here, this small pipe that's already disconnected, that comes down and that'll go to the condenser. So I'll undo all them, and then that'll come out as part of that, but we may have to take the batch out to get that pipe out. And then the 2 remaining pipes for the aircon that go to the bulkhead is this one here, and it will be that one over there. So I just need to figure out what I'm going to do with the bulkhead, because I think I'll be leaving the condenser in the car, but just leaving taking the pipes out. So the condenser will be in the car, the pipes will be removed. It's just what I need to blank off at the end, but I'll show you that when we get to it. Right, so that's the first pipe down and gone. Here we go. So if you're going to remove this pipe here, so you've got an M10 there, there's also an M10 here, and an M10 there, bolting that off, and then disconnect it there, and then there's an M10 there for when you take this other pipe off. That's where it goes into bulkhead. Alright, so got that bolt out there. I'm just doing this one now. I thought I'd do some, considering that Gilly's done most of the work, bless him. Don't want you guys thinking I'm lazy. And this is the world's longest bolt, I think, on here. Yeah, here she comes. There she is. So I just need to break this off now, and then that removes this line here. Right, so that's the other bit of pipe taken off. So I just need to clean that up. But for people that want to know, the opposite side to this was 27mm, and this is a 24mm. So that's pretty stationary, but the other side was, the other side came off fairly easy. So I've taken that clamp out there, just need to look down here now and see what we're going to do about that down there. I think I need to take that middle bolt out and then we can have a look, or even take these two bolts. I think there's one down there and one down here, so I might have to take the air filter out just to try and get in there, take off that plate and see what we're left with. Right, so when trying to get this line off here, you have to take this bit of plastic trim off that sits under there. It's just clipped in. There's yanking on it, and you see it's clipped in, clips down here as well. And then it goes down there to the little condenser unit. And hopefully we should be able to pull it through. Right, so there's just the 10mm bolt here, undone and taken off. So that's for the clamp, he says. So that just opens, that's now loose. So we've got that sensor there to unclip. Gilly can do that. There we go. And that, hopefully,
Feed it through.
we should be able to feed it through now. And to be honest, it doesn't really matter if we break it because we're not going to be using them. Yeah, this has been a pain in the ass. There you go. Job's a good one. So we didn't have to pull the battery after all that.
Right in one piece.
So there's a pump there. So you need to pull this tensioner down here, move it out of the way so we can get this belt off, and then we can get the the AC pump off. Right, so we've already taken the belt off, but I forgot to record it. So basically what you need is a 14mm spanner, and then we've got a spanner on the top of it as well. Just
a 30mm looped on.
Yeah, looped on.
Leverage.
And there you go, you can see it's rocking now. So you need to pull it towards you to push it back. We'll take this off, take the pump off, and then put the new one on. So yeah, get on with that. Right, so that's the old belt off. Needed to replace anyway. It's, you know, splitted and shiny. But if anybody wants to know the differences between the air conditioned one and the non-conditioned one, there you go. That is the difference. It's huge. So just starting to get these bolts off now. What size are these, Gil?
12mm.
12mm is. So I think there's 4. There's 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom. So we'll get them removed and then start putting the belt back on in a fashion. So the pump's finally coming off, all 4 bolts done. I think there's a bracket at the back as well that we're going to take off as well. So yeah, we'll see when we get to it. One thing, got all these bolts off that go into the bulkhead, but I think we've actually got to go into the car now and strip all that out. It doesn't look like we can unbolt these pipes from outside the car. I think we're going to have to go inside and maybe take the condenser out, which I didn't want to do because it means a load more work. But yeah, it looks like we're going to do it. So we'll get this pump off, the belt back on, and then we're going to tackle that. That's a bracket? No, that's a pump out. The pump's out, so just getting the bracket off. These are 2 14mm bolts. So the right hand side one's accessible with a pump on, but left hand side isn't. But more weight reduction. There she is. So we'll get on to putting the belt on now.
Got the right one.
Right, so we've got the belt on. It was a bit fiddly, so we didn't film it. But basically, again, all we did was put the 14 mil spanner on, looped it, pushed this all the way out, and then effectively you basically retrace your steps as to how it came off. You put it back on, but bearing in mind that you haven't got the compressor for the compressor for the air conditioning at the bottom. So instead you cut that out. That's why you have the shorter belt, so it literally comes off the crank around this pulley here onto the alternator, up, over and round. I'll try and take a picture of it and put it up after this so you can see what we've done. Right, so what we're planning to do now is strip all the bits off the old radiator. It's a fan, we need the sensor, water sensor, and the breather pipe as well. And then we'll put it onto the new MishiMoto Radiator. So yeah, let's do it. So probably the easiest part is putting the fan on. So that fan I don't need, because that's for the aircon. Got the bung out here, and that's the sensor off the old radiator. That's a 24 mil, by the way. So just going to wrap that in PTFE tape just to make sure that it doesn't leak. So there's no point of putting it on if we spring a leak. So they're the holes that you'd put your OEM radiator on, sorry, the fan on for the air conditioning. I was going to go to a slimline fan, but just with funds and everything like that, I'm going to stay with OEM for the moment, but I will do at some point replace fans. I'll probably put 2 slimline 12-inch fans on, but for now we're just running this. So yeah, get this sensor in and then start getting it back on the car. Right, so that's it all fully built up, so we can put it on the car and fill it. So all the connectors that we're not using I've just taped up and clipped out the way. So there's one there, well, a couple over there as well. So that's clipped up, so we're going to start installing the radiator now. Let's get it on. Right, so just finishing up now. So I've got the new clamps on, well, sorry, new clamps. Got the hose at the top on, the filter or breather pipe, and the pipe underneath. Setting the bungs as well, so we've got the bungs in. We're just putting the brackets on at the top now. Right, so she's on. So we've got all these on. It was a bit of a snug tight, a snug fit, even not snug tight. Issue that we had was this was slightly catching, so the clamp plate was catching on the slam panel. But other than that, all lines up, all fits perfect. So going to get into filling the radiator now. Right, so a newbie mistake I made. Taped these up, they're for the horns out there. So untaped them, and we're just going to put the crash bar on now before we start to fill the radiator up. So we're just going to copper grease the bolts before we put them in, because it was tight last time. And if you know, it needs taking off of the turbo kit, then you know, it'd be nice and easy for Si. Right, we'll get to it. So that's it. Crash bar's on now. So 2 short M12s go at the top. There's a longer M12 there at the bottom, both sides. So I've got the horns hooked up now after taping these up like a noob. So that's it, she's all looking good. Just need to undo this now and start putting the coolant in. Yeah, I'll look.
Smile for the camera. What are you doing? Putting it all in and then topping up the rest?
Yeah, I don't think it'll take all of it though, will it? Should take just under under 5 litres, that's 5 litres.
Is it not a bigger rod then, or is it the same size?
No, it's pretty much the same size.
Might take a little bit more once it's got it in the end. Just saw it then as it like spouting up.
So, just wants engine to turn on now, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then at the drop.
Right, so we've filled the radiator up as much as we can. So what we're going to do now, turn the car on, make sure that the blowers and everything's off, let the thermostat open. As soon as it opens, then we can top it up, and that will be that. It will be fully bled, and yeah, happy days. The engine's on, just waiting for it to get warm, and the fan's kicking, and hopefully this will drop. It's just like waiting for paint to dry, really. Right, so it's all bled up. Probably took about 25 minutes for it to go through, but got no more airlocks or air bubbles in the radiator. It's nice and hot, all the pipes are hot. Got the blowers on now and full, so plenty of heat coming through, so happy days. We're going to now go into the cabin of the car and just have a look at the condenser, because we can't get rid of these two pipes for the aircon without it. So yeah, we'll have a look in and see what we need to do. Right, happy days. Yeah, a bit of an experience from myself, but yeah, if you just pull on it, it comes out. So I've not had to do anything inside the car. I'd look at it, started kind of rocking it, and it seemed as if it was coming a bit loose. I pulled it again, and there it is. So it's out. So that's all the piping out now. I'm just going to put this back in, probably going to get a plate made up for this just to blank it all off. But yeah, all done. And now I'll just come back and admire the beauty. Obviously loo roll and gloves there, but cool, just start rebuilding it now. Right, so we've got wheel liner in, just pushed all these push clips in, just got the rest of the underfloor panel, like service panel, so it'll clip in here and literally just push in. That's pretty much what they are. Put it in and then just press it in, but they're from underneath. We've got the bumper on as well, so the bumper's all done. Gilly's just finished off putting his side on, so the 10mm bolt there. And the same on the other side, but that's what I was meaning there. They're just missing from the other side, so we'll get the car up in the air and get it done. Right, so underneath, putting all the clips. So once the bumper is done, putting the clips for this underneath. There as well. That doesn't look like there's a hole there for some reason, so I guess it just hangs down, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So all we've got to do now is put the wheels on and then we can hit VTEC. Look at that M, so sexual. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think it took us probably about 3.5 hours, 4 hours to do this, just purely because we was trying to film and then trying to work a few things out as well. But yeah, she's gone back together all right. Like I say, we're just going to put the wheels back on now, and then we can take it for a test drive, and then next week it'll be time for it to go away for the turbo build. Yeah, still thinking of a title that I can really use for this, you know, whether it's the boosted K20 build or, you know, I don't know. I'll leave it up to you guys, you know. If you're still watching it now, leave a comment on what I should call it. But yeah, just putting more content. If you like this video, you know, just give it a like. You know, if you want to share it with your mates or you want to subscribe, feel free. It's all free. Like I say, I appreciate, you know, all the love that you give us. Like I say, any comments are welcome. Yeah, so I'll leave it here, and you'll see me in a week's time. So enjoy your Easter Monday. I'm going to chill out now, and I'll see you next week. Peace. Purple Lamborghini,